animal communicators, and welcome to this week's live and totally free weekly power training, the place to come for your top tips, hints and strategies in all things animal communication. So today I want to talk about ignoring animal communication teachers' advice. And I'll explain why that is in just a little moment. But before I go there, just in case you don't know me and you've just stumbled across me somewhere, as that often happens, my name is Sarah Jane LeBlanc and I am a professional animal communicator. I am a trainer and a mentor and a coach, and I would like you to listen to the advice or direction I prefer to give. But what I want to share with you today is when you shouldn't be listening to a teacher's direction. And it's quite interesting actually, because I had no plans to talk about this today. I was going to talk about something completely different, all to do with connection and keeping conversational flow. That was what was destined for today's power training. But I had a call earlier today, this morning, with a lovely woman, a professional animal communicator, who had reached out to me for some guidance and direction around refining and honing her skills. So now that she's out doing the work, she's noticing that there are some gaps and she's noticing areas that she would like to be much more proficient in. So that was the reason for our call. When we spoke, however, some things were really jumping out for me, and I was like, oh, I'm changing today's power training and I want to make it about this. So I told her that that's what I'd be doing, but I forgot to ask if I could use her name. So I don't have permission to use her name. So let's call her Katie. We'll go with Katie. So when Katie and I spoke, one of the things that was really quite interesting, because part of my background as a coach and somebody that's trained in understanding how the brain works, how we create beliefs, and more importantly, how we can shift those beliefs, it was quite clear to me that when she was sharing that, she's done a training program, she's worked with a few different animal communicator teachers. And one teacher will say, for example, one teacher might say, oh, names are really difficult to get. And another teacher might say, actually, it's quite tricky to get that level of detail in a body scan. And another teacher might say, this area of animal communication is really quite hard. So when she was sharing that with me, and I'm listening to this and realising all of it's tosh. It's complete tosh. Stay with me. Stay with me. If you're somebody that doesn't get names easily or doesn't get a lot of detail in body scanning, stay with me. Stay with me. So the reason that it's tosh or BS or whatever name or expression that you might give to it, but more importantly, the reason why you do not want to listen to that is, I'm going to use names as the example because that was a real one for me. The first time I discovered that I could communicate with animals and I spoke to somebody about it, the words to me were that names are really difficult to get in a communication. So I held that for years. And it was one of the students on my professional practitioner program that said to me, but hang on a minute, Sarah Jane, did you not get the name of the animal? Was that not the very first thing that dog said to you when you first communicated with them? And it was. The dog's name was Dan. That was the very first thing that I heard was Dan. So when the student actually pointed that out, because here's the thing, I started to teach my students that names were difficult to get because that's what I had been told. And it was the student that pointed that out. It's like, oh my gosh. So this is why I'm sharing it with you. And it's so important. This will be a game changer for how you move through your communication work, because names might be really difficult and they might be really hard to get and they might be so tricky to work out them accurately for the person that's telling you that they're hard. But they might not be hard for you. Getting real detail in a body scan might be difficult for that particular practitioner or trainer or teacher. Doesn't mean it's going to be difficult for you. And there might be another area of animal communication that the person you're learning with tells you is difficult or hard or tricky or takes a lot of concentration. And it may well do for them, but that doesn't need to be the way for you. And that's what I want you to take away from this. So like the example that I gave you around the names, I not only held that for myself for quite a few years, but I started teaching that to students as well. And then when I realised, no, actually, how can names be difficult? And that was the very first ever in my life piece of communication that I ever got. So I really want you to listen to what a teacher or trainer is telling you And then use your discernment. Use your discernment and decide, are you going to take that on as absolute fact? And if you do, that will then become your belief. That's the way the brain works. That will become your belief. So I really invite you to use discernment. Use discernment. Is this something that they might find difficult? Is this difficult for everyone else? Or even better. I didn't even plan to talk about this. Even better, here's the top tip here in this piece. Whatever somebody says to you, say, that's okay. Like, you can do this silently. That's okay. That's your experience. I'm choosing to have a different experience. I'm choosing to receive names easily. I'm choosing to get the depth in a body scan. I'm choosing to be able to find a way to resolve an animal's behaviour. I'm choosing something different. I hear you. I respect your opinion. I'm choosing something different for me. There's your hack. Didn't even intend to go there. It just came in. So you've been divinely gifted that piece today. The other piece that I want to bring in from that call that I had with the Katie, as we'll call her, is that what was quite clear to me and where there were gaps in her work, simply a lack of strategy. That's all it was. Lack of a system to lean into in order to create more depth to your work. And if you want to know how you can create more depth in your work, then you do not want to miss my free 5-day online intensive. I couldn't make it any easier for you. 5 days in the comfort of your home where I will teach you strategy for 5 sessions. Well, every day we'll run through Monday to Friday. And if you love these kind of mindset hacks, get signed up real quick, because I'm doing some extra training around mindset the week before. And if you really love this and you've got big blocks that you know are stopping you moving forward, you definitely want to get registered and get in a ringside seat with me so that we can start looking at your blocks. It's all kicking off next week. I'm so excited. So let's round up today's training, because there's a few different things in there. Don't listen when people say, oh, this is hard or this is very difficult. It might be. It might be for them. It doesn't mean it is for you. And what you want to do is choose a different story to tell yourself around that. And what you next want to do is absolutely make sure you do not miss my free event. It's my flagship free event, and I think this is going to be the last time I'm going to deliver it. I said last time it was going to be the last time. I'm really feeling that this is the last time. I've been doing it for 4 years now, and I love it. The feedback's always amazing. People come back again and again. I have repeaters because they learn something new every time. So you really don't want to miss that, especially if you are in need of strategy to help you hone and refine how you do your communication work. So if you want in that event, all you need to do is type I'm in the comments below. If you're seeing this in my Facebook group, then we'll just reach out to your messenger. If you're watching it on YouTube or on any other platform, then just type I'm in, or you can reach out on any of the contact details that will be in the post. Can't wait to see you at the event, and I can't wait to see you making decisions for yourself around what is and what isn't hard in your animal communication work. Okay, I'm just seeing messages flying in. I might have missed some. Yeah, I love the word tosh. That's all I can see. If anybody's posted in before that, I'm not seeing it. This is a great topic, approached in a way that doesn't stomp on other teachers. Yeah, it's not about stomping on other teachers. I would never do that. If it ever comes over like that, it would never ever be my intention. As always, your teaching of individuality comes across perfectly. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm in, says Retha. We will get those details out to you. Yes, just decide for yourself. Your experience does not need to be defined by somebody else's. Yours can be completely different. And that's what I would wish for you. And certainly it's what the animals would wish for you too. So I will see you guys at the event next week if I don't see you before. Until then, always take care and happy communicating. Bye.